The clean your own seed people are here now. I'll just take you through the setup that they do. But I've got one of the guys here. He might explain things for us. But all of our seed comes out of here, goes up the auger, and then into the processing plant, which then goes up to the top. The man from Clean Your Own. So the seed comes in at the top.
It comes in at the top. And it's blown about a bit to get all the light stuff off. In there.
Dirty bits, you don't want them, do we?
Need a little stuff. Comes off the bottom.
Are those the too small?
Yeah. It's got a fan on it which blows the stuff up. There's 2 sieves in there. The good stuff, going to stand first sieve, on the second one. That stuff, or lighter stuff, gets blown off here. Chemical applicator here.
Yeah.
So, after we get so much seed in it, it'll start spinning round. Chemical will be put on here. Yeah. And there's a spinning disc in there which spins it round. Seed going the other way.
And then what's this one for?
That's so we can see how it's going on.
Oh, okay.
It goes up there.
Yeah.
Into the bag.
And then into the bags. And then in there is your nice spray, all coated. Oh, nice one. It doesn't take long to fill up, as you can see here. You nearly got a full bag already. And then I suppose you can switch it while you're taking this one away.
Switch which one it goes to.
Yeah, and then you always fill in, you don't have to check. Oh, nice one.
Yesterday we were going about 12 tons an hour, 26 or something like that.
Oh, right, yeah, so you got a fair bit.
Yeah, 22 hours. So.
Sweet. Right, this is going to get loaded straight into Peter's drill because Peter wants to get drilling. So the old man's going to take it over there. Then Pete will go through his drill calibration. And the man here, he loads up the next bag ready to go. Now the seed's coming down, filling up this bag here. And it will be all the perfect grain. There'll be no chaff in there, no rubbish. And it's got a seed dressing on there as well. And you, I think you can have any seed dressing you want. You tell them what you want, they'll put it on there for you. Yeah, pretty cool. All the rubbish and everything we don't want gets sieved out into here. And there'll be little seeds in there and all the chaff and all the rubbish. And basically we'll just use that as feed or something like that. It won't get wasted. It'll rather go as feed, wheat or something like that. So all you're left with is they're all round, they should be the same size-ish, shouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, roughly, yeah. That's good, it's a good sample of wheat.
Yeah. So,
yeah, no, that's good, mate. It's,
and this is all for Jim, is it?
yeah. 46 grams kilo, no, 46 grains per thousand or something.
Oh, getting all scientific on me. So by doing that, we've eliminated all the rubbish, all the waste.
Yeah.
The small seeds that, it's like picking your best soldiers, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that, mate.
And you should just be left with the perfect seed.
And I'm not saying you get, if you got a bad sample for a start, mate, you can't make a good sample.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what you can do is make it the best you can.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Sweet.
And it's all right, mate. That's good. That was a good sample. I looked when we rolled the sheet back. It looked nice in the trailer. Jim had got a good,
Yep.
That was a good sample of wheat.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it was good for a start.
So once Peter's finished at the farm here, he will then go to Jim's, is it next?
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll be there
He
next.
tells a story, Matty. We've dressed 15.5 tons there, and
Yeah.
I think there was 16.2 in the trailer, or 16.3 in the trailer, something like that.
Right.
So we haven't had a lot of waste, you know.
No,
And
no.
they've dressed it, you know. They've got a good sample there. I'm
Yep.
sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
That didn't take them long, did it? They've been and gone.
No. That's they're quick.
Yeah.
They soon go on.
So we just had another lorry go. We just loaded him, but as you can see, once the pile starts moving back, it leaves grain on the floor. So as we go, young Charlie here, my professional sweeper, come to help me sweep up, and we'll just scoop off the little bits by the wall there, and keep the heap tidy as you go. Otherwise, you end up with a heck of a lot of sweeping at the end. So yeah, we're going to get sweeped up here, and yeah, then we got to load everything with fuel, because everything's getting low on fuel up here. So whenever we're working away from the farm, getting fuel can be challenging, obviously. You don't want to keep running back to the farm when you're miles away and you've got heavy equipment on. So we have this fuel bowser here. It's got AdBlue in it, it's got fuel in it, and we'll just fill that to the top, especially when you're combining as well. The combine, you don't want to run the combine back to the farm either. We'll just bring the fuel bowser. It's a lot easier bringing that than a tractor. We made a miscalculation when it just runs off the 12 volt system. I think that might be useful. It runs off the 12 volt system like on a car battery, but we had this lead made up and it was supposed to go right to the front of the truck, but it never reached, and it's been on our job list to do for about 2 years now. But we'll just connect the leads up there on the floor to the battery, and job done. I'm gonna fill. Will you bring around the teleporter and we'll fill the teleporter up as well?
Yeah.
Is that right? So yeah, at the back here we got one's fuel, one's AdBlue, and yeah, we can fill the tractors up. I think it holds 1,000 gallons. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it means it's a lot easier filling machines up at different farms with this than trundling around with tractors all the time. Is it going? How are you getting on with the top, Eric?
Good, I like it.
Like it? Right, so this here is Jim's trailer, and it's a monster 16 tonner, and I can tell you for certain it is heavy on the road. Don't want too much more on these small tractors. We're going to put the rolls on because we're going to go and roll in some of the wheat we planted first, and then the farmer can then come along with his pre-emergent spray, get that on, because there is rain on the way. In about 3 or 4 days there are talking rain on the way, so we want to do as much as we can in the next few days, see if we can get everything rolled, see if we can get the pre-emergent on, and we'll be in a good position then. We're on the Cambridge rolls, 12 metre set. They haven't been used in a while, so we're going to get everything greased up. There's greasers on the bearings here, there's greasers on every moving part, every bit that pivots. There's a greaser on there, so we're going to get it greased up, and then we're going to head down to the field. Farmer's just getting his sprayer loaded up with I don't know what he's got on. I don't know if he's going spraying off or if he's getting loaded ready to go with the pre-emergent. It'll be one or the other, but everything gets loaded into this and it all gets mixed up in the tank. We will do a spraying video with him in the winter. We'll get a spraying video done with him and he'll explain how all this works, because he's the only one that knows. So you have to have a special license to go spraying, so you've got to know all your chemicals and everything like that. We'll get a day with him on this sprayer one day. Jump out the tractor here. We've just done once round. I always go, when we're starting a field, I always do twice around the field and then start your ups and downs. If we look at this side, basically all we're doing is flattening the top off as much as we can, so that when the farmer comes, he can spray his pre-emergent. It's nice and level and it does a better job with the weeds. If you leave it rough like this, then when he sprays it, the spray can't seal the top, but you want it to be as flat as possible for it to do the best work. So, and the other thing they do, if you've got any rocks in here, it's not too bad here. There was grass here last weekend. There was grass here last, so we're over at Mick's farm again. If you've got any rocks that are lying on top, the rolls here will just push them in, and when the combine then comes through at the end of the next year, instead of the combine picking it up, which may lead to quite serious damage, the combine will just go straight over top of it. Obviously we're still on the big tyres there. We would normally use the lighter tractor, the 6270 on the Terra tyres. We would normally use that, but that's on the hedge cutter at the moment, so unfortunately this is what we got. It is leaving a little bit on the tyres, but nothing too crazy, and yeah, you got to leave it a few days after drilling. After the drill always leaves, you know, wet soil on top, so when you come in with the rolls will pick it up, and you just end up with a big mud roll on your roll there. So you've always got to leave it a few days after drilling. We've got 4 fields here at Mick's to do, and then we're going back home to try some of that Peter drilled yesterday. So as long as it's dry enough, depends on the timing and what sort of weather. If it was crazy bone dry, we would roll twice to try and lock in some of the moisture, but we got rain on the way, so we don't need to worry about that too much. We're not going to double roll, we're going to single roll, which means yeah, it only gets 1 pass over with the rolls, if you know what I mean. But that's doing a nice job, nice and level, and I like the Cambridge rolls always leave this you know, the pattern in the soil, the lines, which always look pretty nice. Those bits on the rolls also, they will come over all these little bits that are still left, and it'll just roll those and crush those up as well as we go, which will do even better job still. So yeah, it does more than you realise. No GPS for us, we just do it freehand, and I am rolling at about 7.5k. You can roll too fast, and the slower you go the better job you do, but you also want to cover the ground as well, so there's got to be a middle ground. Farmers asked me to do it at between 7 and 8, so 7.5 it is. That's not quite there. And on my screen down here, there we go, and I just keep my eye on that wing out there as best I can. I don't want to overlap too much, but I don't want to miss any either, so there's always going to be a small overlap, and yeah, we're leaving a little bit of tie marks behind us, but can't do any better, unfortunately. We've got big tyres on, we're as light as we could possibly be. Peter had a bit of a dilemma on the drill the other day, yesterday when we were over with Peter on the drill. We left him and he got to the end of the field and he still had half a bag left in the hopper, and he thought to himself, well, that's not right, should have used it all. And it turns out that the metering system on there, hang on, we're going to try and swing around here. Forgot what I was going to do then. That's a good job. I don't know how else I don't know how everyone does their corners, but that seems like a pretty decent way of doing it. But yeah, the metering system on the drill went a bit haywire and switched into low gear or something like that, he said. And yeah, it put on half the amount of seed on the last bag, so he's had to go back and re-drill that, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, you got to do it, because otherwise it'll look wrong, it'll be thin. So yeah, bit of a problem for Peter this morning, but he's gone and done that, and then once we've finished drilling at the farm, we will be going over to Jim's and drilling that next, and then hopefully if Alistair's seed comes in time, we will be heading up to Alistair's after that to get Alistair's wheat in as well, which would be good. Right, we're going to get these rolled out anyway. I will put in a time lapse for you, and we will come back at the end of the day.
You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you. And all the fake friends just keep pretending. That's how the little things get huge. Paralyzing every pore. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting overused. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing, baby. 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 I know the feeling, it's traumatizing. I fall apart piece by piece. No superheroes, no silver linings. Just keep on moving to the beat. Paralyzing every pore. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting overused. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing, baby.
We are now back at the farm. This is where Peter was on the last video, where he was drilling some of the wheat that we had to spare in the shed. And we're going to try and roll this one next. And then the other bits of wheat that we had dressed today, they're going to go into this field and this field behind us. They're same variety, it's a Nelson wheat, but it's this year's seed, if you know what I mean. We're just going to walk out on the field here, and as long as it doesn't stick to your boots, you've got a fair chance that it's going to roll. And to be fair, that's pretty dry. It's been a nice blowy day today. You got a nice breeze, so that just it dries the field off ever so quickly, especially when it's tilled up like this. Just want to show you the job it's doing. It's actually leaving a really nice level bed there. But I'll show you what the rolls do here. Look, so obviously there's a stone down here. Obviously we push it in and it becomes almost level, just makes it harder for the combine to pick up when he comes combining. But while we're here, I'll just pick that out because she's quite a big one. We don't get many huge rocks, but we get lots of this. You know, you get rocks everywhere, don't you? I'm quite happy with that. As you can see, everything this side's all rough and ready. We dig down. There's the seed, look. About an inch down where Peter wanted it. So yeah, and it's nice and moist down there as well. So that is going to be absolutely lovely. That's got the best chance it can have. By tomorrow we should have got these ones sorted out, and I think Peter's moved over to Jim's farm now. So he'll be up there. We'll be chasing the drill now, and the ag on the sprayer will be chasing the rolls. And hopefully we can get it all in before it rains, and that'll be job done. While all this is going on, young Charlie is over at Peter's farm. She's still doing some topping the banks and topping the headlands over there, making it all look nice. And Keithy's out on the hedge trimmer, keeping that up to date. So yeah, it's a big operation. The old man is still out checking the cows every morning. So lots going on, and Linda's on the hay deliveries. She's just had surgery on her mouth, so she's a bit sore at the moment, but she's still knocking them out when she shouldn't be. You know, sometimes everybody's just got to muck in and get stuck in, and that's the way it is.